for, any diviner, especially new ones, to understand that you need to know your own limitations. You got to learn to walk before you can run. You've got to learn those meanings, before you can connect those with spirit messages. Your intuition is a wonderful gift, and it works in conjunction with the cards. That helps to open things up. But if you're just jumping into things, take a step back. There's nothing wrong with saying, hey, like with me and the Bones, I started with Robert Lucas's Ancestor Healing Kit, and I'm looking at it and, not a whole lot of pieces, but a whole lot going on. And I had to say, this is a bit too much for me. I need to step myself back, and I need to start from the ground up and get a handle on just reading the Bones without the quadrants, without the medicine, without the colors, the directions. We all have to start someplace, and we have to understand that, look, sometimes where we want to be isn't where we are.
Right. And that can be up or down, because, it's like, I wake up in the morning sometimes and I'd be like, this is my life. It's like, if somebody had told me, 10 years ago, you're going to be doing psychic readings, I'd have been like, oh man, I believed in psychics, but I'm like, I ain't had a psychic thought in my life. But that's the thing. We have been so trained not to listen to our intuition that people actually have to go to readers. Think about that. Mm-hmm. Because if we all tapped into our divinity, we wouldn't have any clients. I'd be missing several $1,000s a year. Okay. But and I don't mind that though. I would rather have people tap into their own divinity, which is why I teach people how to do root work or crystal magic, or we teach them how to read playing cards, because man, when the rubber hits the road and the shit hits the bricks and I need an immediate answer, I just can't call up my reader, and I do have a reader, and be like, hey, because my reader is more popular than I am. They'd be like, you're going to have to get with me next week, And so you need to be able to do a quick spot, yes or no type of reading, whether it's a pendulum, playing cards, you can even do it with tarot cards, but you need to be able to pull as a magical being to make decisions.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't have to pay for that every single time. People they make the wrong delineation. They want, excuse me, the hiccups. They want to say that we should not be paid as professional readers because it's a gift. Nah, you should not have to pay if you know how to do readings. You can read for yourself. That's how you use your gift for that. But like mechanics have gifts. I can't fix no flat tire. Can you?
Hey,
I can't change
painters
brakes.
Have gifts. Plumbers have gifts. Doctors, the best lawyers. I mean, they're all gifted at what they do.
And they get paid.
Just the education that makes them gifted. I know a lot of really stupid, smart people.
Well, yeah, but I don't think that's gifted. I think that's, I don't even know if that's even intelligent. That's somebody who very easily follows commands. Yeah. No matter if the commands are, how to bake a cake. They very easily know how to follow along. And so that's not a gift. But you're right. There are gifted surgeons. There are some painters, like I just bought myself an easel. And I've got some acrylic paints, and I've been watching Bob Ross, and I'm going to try to paint something. But what's always kept me from doing it is a fear that I was going to mess up. And doing this type of work, you learn how to let go of fear. You really learn how to, because you're already well informed. You don't have to fear what you already know.
And even the stuff that you don't know, it turns into a challenge to know it.
That is true. I've bought so many magical books, and you'll come to my house and see a bookmark in this one and a bookmark in that one, because I want to read them all, but I don't have time to always finish all of them. So, you know, I'm working to restructure my life a little bit. I'm taking this little bit of break from reading because I like to be back in the room more. I create all the formulations. Shadow, sometimes mixes them and then I charge them and she packages them. But I'm in my office a lot. Yes. Or I'm reading, or I'm making labels and stuff, and I'm buying stuff for the store. So I just like to come in here and make stuff, and get back to working with my hands, which I tell all of my clients this, and readers, diviners need to know this. Another piece of advice: learn how to make things with your hands, because it is a really excellent tool for depression. It can actually create a passion in you that will make you get out of the bed every day. And I think everybody needs that. Everybody, if we call it a hobby, a passion, a life, a goal, call it whatever you wish, but, have it. And don't live in the spirit of fear.
No, you can't. I mean, there's no life in living in fear. You miss out on so many great things. I force myself, I'm shy, even though I have a big mouth, I force myself to go to places, to be around people. I force myself, even sometimes, to go on the radio, if you can believe it, it's one of those things for me. I have social issues, and I don't let it stop me. It's like, if I make an ass of myself, hey, I make an ass of myself. I can laugh at myself. That's all good.
Right. I try to tell people every day. I mess something up every day. I messed up like 3 sheets of labels doing dumb shit last night. Those things aren't cheap. And you make mistakes. You mess up. But I tell my clients all the time, it ceases being a mistake when you do it the next time.
Yes.
Because it's not right.
And it's just like, divination. You're never going to be 100%. Sometimes things are going to change because it's not being told at the moment for a particular reason. Mm-hmm. Spirits, you got a gentle person that needs their advice given to them, I'll say, in a time fashion, because sometimes they can only take one chunk of it at a time.
Yeah, so that's true. Like I had clients that we did their reading in a half an hour, but they bought an hour reading. I said, well, we're good. So take care of that. And then in a few weeks, a month or so, come back and let's use your other half an hour. And if nothing has transpired on what we talked about today, give that some more time, but let's move on and do a reading maybe about something else that may have something to do with your issue. Right. So yeah, sometimes you have to, and sometimes there's only been a couple times in my life, and it was only with relatives, that I could not tell them everything I had to tell them, because I knew them well enough as members of my family that some of that stuff you don't recover from. And so, like, I haven't had to do that with one of my clients, but when I've read for members of my family, I'm like, I can't even tell them this because this will really set them back. Yeah, my ancestors won't let me do that with clients, though.
Yeah, I've had clients where my ancestors have told me, yeah, tread softly, don't mention this. We'll get to mentioning that when they're in that correct state of mind. And they can accept it to move forward. And that sometimes takes a while. Yeah. So it's not always that a reader's not correct as much as it is sometimes certain things can't be revealed right then and there. Yeah. And that is fine.
And then, sometimes my spirits be like, nope, not telling you that. And I'm like, why? They're like, nope, move on. And it's not even for me to know.
Well, it'll be told to you when the time's right.
Right, exactly. But they're like, we're not doing that today. This is what we're doing today, which has also happened during my readings. And if you're a beginning diviner, don't get unnerved if the questions that the querent are asking you are not the questions that the spirits are answering. Because Spirit's like, nope, that is not the problem. This is the problem. And then you start reading on it and they'll be like, yeah. Because often a woman will come to me and say, and there's women that do this, and they're like, well, I need to know whether or not I need to stay with my man. And I said, because you have already had to ask this question, you already know the answer to it.
Yes.
So can we do a reading about something you don't know the answer to? Like, how are you going to get away from this man? Or why you still with him in the first place? What is it about you that makes you stay with somebody you got to ask questions about?
Exactly. You know, people don't realize that as a diviner, you know, or as a spiritual advisor, we don't always ask the exact question that you're asking me. We look at where the root cause is coming from. You know, It's not so much, oh, does he love me? Why are you asking?
Do you love yourself? You know,
am I going to lose my job? Why do you think you're going to lose your job? You know,
because you're trifling.
Well, no, but that's it. You know, and sometimes they come in thinking that they want to know about their love life or their career, but they're really coming in with a completely different reason altogether.
And they may know it and they may not know it. I've had some clients bite back at me because they're like, that's not why I'm here. And I'm just like, I don't care why you're here. This is what you're here for. This is what, not why.
This is what your spirits and your ancestors need you to know. And, you know, you do get those.
Sometimes it's hard.
And sometimes you have to, you know, just work with that and say, look, we can either do what's showing up and tell you everything that ancestors are telling you. Once we're done, we can go back to your question.
Right.
But this is prevalent right now. We need to know.
Right.
You know, and as that diviner, you have to be able to tell the client that, hey, this is how I work.
Right. And I start the reading with that. Like I told you before, I explained to them, this is not going to be anything ooky spooky, speaking in tongues, a bunch of hoo-boo-boo-boo like you've seen on television. That's not how I roll, homie. And I tell them, I'm like, I'm straightforward, I'm blunt, I'm going to give you what you asked for. In fact, people come to me and say, such and such referred me, and they already told me that you're a little mean. And I'm like, I'm not mean, I'm real. So, you know, I hope that they would know what to expect.
Well, I like the word mean because, you know, if they're still coming, thinking I'm mean, I know they're ready for whatever I'm going to tell them, whatever spirit has to say, and however it's going to be said.
Yeah, I just don't like those ones get caught off guard, and I'm like, wait a minute, have you ever watched a Facebook Live that I've done? How did you find out about me? Because, boo-boo, I don't know. You came here wanting to sing Mary Had a Little Lamb, and I'm going to sing We Will Rock You. So what's going on here, boo?
Hey, so tell us how our wonderful audience can get a hold of you if they are looking to get a reading or if they're looking to study with you. I know you have your particulars and, you know, certain things you will only teach to certain types of people, and that you also divine prior to any teaching. So how can they get a hold of you?
They can go to biglizconjure.com. If you go to the reading and divination section, you'll see that everything's sold out because right now I'm trying to conceptualize a mentorship program. Because what I'm finding lately is a lot of my my clients don't need a reading. They want to know about their place spiritually with magic. So I'm going to help people explore those things. And I'm going to sit back from the readings for a minute. But if you go under the classes link, you'll see Hoodoo 101, 102, and 103. Hoodoo 101 is the introduction to Hoodoo. 102 is candle magic. 103 is container magic. And the Hoodoo courses are for people of color. But we have crystal magic on there. We're going to have crystal grid magic next. We've offered trance classes before. The playing card divination. All of those courses are open to everybody. And of course, all of the products that I sell. And you can email me at liz@bigliz.conjure.com, liz@bigliz.conjure.com. You can find me on Facebook, Elizabeth Ruth, and you can follow me there. You can catch my live videos. And, and I'm on YouTube and Twitter and Tumblr, and it's all big, and Instagram. It's all Big Liz Conjure.
Now, I hear that you may also be having a bone reading course coming.
Yes.